Today is my first day at the lighthouse, and I am the new lighthouse keeper. How eager I was to get this job. The spectacular view of the sea and sun setting down in the horizon gave me the thrill. Last of the birds flew to the nest far away from the sea. Within minutes I lit the lighthouse alive. Everything was absolutely quiet except for the constant thrashing of sea waves towards the rock. Everything appeared calm and beautiful for the first 2 days. But on the third day, after I lit the light, I heard a strange, penetrating ticking sound inside my ears. My vision became dim and hazy for a while. I felt something holding my legs and trying to trip me from the height of the lighthouse to the dark, bottomless part of the ocean. Then just as it started, everything became quiet and serenade again. I was tired and dull but quickly regained my composure again. I took this experience as hallucination of the mind and trying to figure out such occurrence rationally. The next day, when it became bright daylight with seabirds cheering the sky, I went down the spiral staircase of the lighthouse to have some sleep inside my cottage, which was few distance away from the lighthouse. I was sleeping inside my cottage. In the middle of my sleep I dreamed of a beautiful woman looking at me tenderly and whispering in my ear that I will join her soon. Soon it was late in the afternoon. I was fully awake trying to recollect the face of the woman, but it was nothing more than a blurry vision. I stared at the window aimlessly. Later, I wore my coat and went straight to the bar in this coastal town. The bar appeared very old and built more than a half-century ago. When I entered the bar, everyone in the bar saw me strangely, and I felt like they are holding some loathsome secret. The bartender, whose name is Mandy, was a delightful woman close to mid-30s and spoke well with me. I bought a bottle of scotch to make myself feel warmer in this cold weather. Just as I about to have my drink, one kind old man sat on the unoccupied seat in front of me. He began by saying,
"You must be the new lighthouse keeper. You see, when I was a teenager, my brother, a decade older than me, used to be the lighthouse keeper. Within 3 years of his job, he disappeared suddenly on a stormy night. We searched for him everywhere, but to no avail.
I felt sorry for him. He said,
I am ancient, but my memories won't fade."
He wished me good luck and left. Mandy smiled at me and said,
The old man is in the habit of talking to strangers and share long tales about his past.
I said I am new to this town and I don't mind listening to these tales. The sky started to get darker and I went back towards the lighthouse to do my job. From a distance I could see a black shadowy looking form standing on the balcony of the house. I was quite startled to see the figure. I ran towards the entrance of the lighthouse and saw the black form still standing there. I was so unnerved that I took my lantern and spade. I walked slowly and cautiously towards the balcony. When I reached the top, there was no one at the spot. I was perplexed, still expecting some fearsome encounter to strike back. After I lit the lighthouse, I breathed a sigh of relief. When I turned around, I saw a ghostly creature. The creature was only till waist, crawling like a snail slowly towards me. My eyes popped out and my heart was in my mouth to see the frightening creature. When I regained my consciousness, I was lying in the bed of my cottage with two people staring at me. One of them introduced himself as Andrew, another person as Edward, and spoke.
When we saw the lights still revolving in the lighthouse in the broad daylight, we thought it would be good to investigate. Later, we found you lying on the floor motionless. And we brought you to your cottage.
I cried and narrated what I saw to the two gentlemen, and they saw each other in a manner as if they are hiding some strange truth. Edward said,
"This must be another case of delirium. You see, some 3 generations passed since someone took job of the lighthouse keeper."
Other person indicated not to talk further and told me to take some good rest and set my mind at peace, and they left quickly. I walked back to the lighthouse with the courage. I searched everywhere for the trace of the creature. But I found only empty space at the spot where the creature was crawling. I returned to the bar to see the old man to know more about the lighthouse past. But I was disappointed to find him not there. After spending some time in the bar, I left the place. When I was at the door, the old man said,
Looking for me.
Before I could say a word, he took me aside and wished we could take our conversation somewhere in a lonely place. We walked in the middle of drowned sailor's grave near the shore. He started.
You see, this lighthouse, as we know, is called the Invincible, for it stood against every time and tide for more than a century. As superb as it sounds, it also has its dark side. The first keeper of the lighthouse, a cheerful person, worked for more than a year. But on one fateful night he slaughtered his own family. And jumped down from the lighthouse, fell into bottom. And torn into pieces by sharp edges of the rock. I believe some supernatural forces responsible for all events that occurred here.
So what happened to your brother?
It happened a long time ago, some 5 decades earlier. At that time he was engaged to a girl named Daisy. Just a week before wedding he started acting strangely. More of a hysterical behavior, you can say he was hurting himself. We have to tie him to the bed. On the same night he managed to tear the ropes and ran away from house. It was a stormy, unforgettable night. He ran straight to lighthouse calling Maria, Maria, an unknown girl name. When we all reached the lighthouse, there was no trace of him. He just simply vanished. This incident haunts me to this day. I never got answer for all the evil that happened here.
I feared for my life after listening about the evil lurking within the lighthouse. I neither have a family nor a woman to be committed, yet I needed the money. I decided to take a chance to deliver my job. A couple of weeks passed, all was well. I began to think of whole episode as some sort of cowardly experience and laughed at it. I resigned for the day to have a good sleep. In my slumber I again dreamed of the mysterious woman calling me by name. Daniel, Daniel, please come back to me. Then I heard a loud ticking noise that I woke up with a start. My eyes moved everywhere as if something trying to take hold of me. Former fear has returned to me. This time I was prepared for all sort of menace that can happen to me. I lit the lighthouse and watched everywhere for any undead creature to pounce upon me. Then I saw a skeletal-looking being smiling at me. I was so unnerved that my hands and feet froze on the track. It walked very slowly towards me and opened its tongue-ripped mouth and spoke in a raspy voice.
Do you wish to end like us here, or do you value life, then leave this place before it's too late?
I realized he is more human and decided to ask who you are. The ghost replied,
We are souls of unfortunate travelers and seamen who drowned here.
Suddenly I felt a soft touch on my shoulder and I turned to see the woman of my dreams. She smiled at me sweetly. You must be Maria. The ghostly woman nodded.
Please don't leave me alone here, and I need you.
I felt comfortable and wanted to know her story.
I am the first person to die here. My death wasn't an accident. I was brutally treated and murdered by thieves who kidnapped me from my husband and family. I watched people build this lighthouse and became a much inhabited place.
I spent whole night talking with her, and when the day broke she vanished immediately. I was so excited that I wanted to share this experience with the old man, and I went straight to bar. But to my disappointment, the bartender informed me that the old man had passed away in his sleep a couple of days ago. I was in tears to lose a good friend. I kept quiet and left the place. I had a good sleep that day. Then suddenly I woke up realizing I was getting late for my job. I ran fast to the lighthouse. When light beam started revolving again, I saw the ghost woman sobbing with her hands covering his face. I smiled and walked slowly towards the friendly ghost. When I touched her shoulder, she turned to show her face. I was horrified. To her face there was no eye socket, just two hollow holes. Her skin was rotten, revealing a skeletal face.
Now we can live here together forever.
I was so scared that I decided to get out of this cursed lighthouse. These creatures are more of a fiend than a human. As I was about to step down, a skeletal hand tripped me down. I rolled over a few steps and started bleeding on my forehead. Now these creatures are more in number. Everyone started taunting me in a raspy voice. The skeletal ghost saw my frightened eyes.
I already warned you, but you won't listen. Now the only choice left is to stay with us forever. To make your death swift, you better jump off the lighthouse.
I pretend to obey them, but quickly took a can of gas oil and poured it everywhere. Set fire on it with the help of a matchbox I had in my pocket. The fiend started screaming. With my accelerating heartbeat, I started jumping from steps to leave the lighthouse as quickly as possible, only to find the entrance door bolted from outside. I was in the mercy of God to save me. The gas oil poured fire like water everywhere and rapidly came close to me. I kicked and banged on the door for someone to save me too, but it was too late. The fire and heat caught me and I burned like a charcoal, and before anyone can save me, it was too late. Few months later, eventually the damaged house was rebuilt. Another young man took my job without knowing what happened to me will befall upon him. Sooner or later,